Hi, it's Xavier, and today I'm finally going to do what I've been putting off for at least 3 weeks, and hopefully I'm going to make a certain subscriber just a weeny bit happy, and if not, I'll have one less subscriber, I'd imagine. So if you want to see what I do with all these oaks, some rocks, some pots, and a very special stool, then you need to watch on. Hi, it's Xavier, Expressions of Grace Bonsai, and today, finally, I'm going to be working my way through the best part of 40-50 oaks. All I'll be doing, pulling them out, looking at the roots, putting them in water, and then from that I'm going to decide what I can use to make, well, hopefully a special little forest. Certainly it's going to have more trees in it than I've ever done before, and the main reason for that is I've got loads of oak and I've really got to move forwards with them. So this is the second month where I've actually been blessed to receive payment from Google AdSense, and again it's all down to everyone out there who puts up with me and watches. Thank you very much. But I bought something else, and you will have noticed, certainly I'm sure, of the last sort of 6-7 videos I've produced, not only noise in the background, what on earth is that, but also my squeaky chair. But I'm going to say a big thank you to all of you, because this time I've purchased a bar stool, and here it is, lovely footrest, and I've got a little doodah here. Katrina has already once surprised me by hitting a little bar, which does that ever so wonderful, and I've got a small brain, so for me that's quite amusing. Anyway, I need to do this now because I've been putting it off. So let's get this out of the way first. Maybe you'd like to have a look and see some of the pots I'm considering, so you've got an idea of the size. I'm not sure if you saw this. This is, believe it or not, a Dawn Isaac seconds. Apparently it's not level or something, but if you look at the size comparison to me, it's definitely a good foot long, quite deep, but I fear that I've got more trees than that. So there's that option. We've also got the pot that my big Chinese elm was in, which is this good old Chinese custom made in mass production suites oval glazed pot. Nothing special, but it's longer, so there's more room for trees and I can really dance them in. Little chip in it, not bothered about that. Or if I really want to go to town, I'm going to use this beautiful handmade drum spiders. That's definitely big and round, and the good thing about that is I don't need to decide the front, do I? But before I can make any of those decisions, I need to have a look and see what those roots look like. I'm hopeful that amongst them there are a few suitable candidates for the long-term landscaping project that I'm doing as part of Gail's challenge, but you won't see that for at least another 10 months. Anyway, let's crack on. There's only one tool that I'm going to use to get stuff out of there, and that's my Bobcat rake hook. And I'm going to say it again, the reason why I think this is such success is because of that grooving at the top. As you pull it through, those grooves straighten the roots. So if I'm going to make any recommendation to anyone, make sure you get the one that's got the grooving. Absolutely brilliant. Right, tell you what, you don't want to see me channeling around that. Let's wait until I've got that whole clump out and then come back to you. Okay, so it's come out of the pot all right, the container. I haven't yet decided whether I actually split them into little clumps, but before I can do that I need to pretty well halve the height of that, so I'll be cutting through there just like that. Okay. There we go. Okay, well, we're down to this now. Now we just need to go through the painstaking process of separating and sorting. let you enjoy me taking the first one out, but after that, there's the first survival. Now all of these, certainly 2 years ago I went through there, and a year before that I went through there, and the tap roots have all been removed, so you've actually got a really nice, but we haven't got the leaves opened up yet, so I will actually have a little look in there, because very heavy roots there. Yeah, we've still got, what I also want to make sure is there isn't that, there we go. So you can see we've got a level of roots up higher here, the base of roots again down the bottom. So making decisions about, actually that'll give me, I've got a choice, do I take the ones higher and cut the ones at the bottom? So that's literally the task, and I've got to go through and do that with all of them. So I don't know, maybe it's about deciding where your best root spread's coming from. That's probably better. I made decisions straight away on this one. We're there. Get rid of that thick one there. I'll leave that. I'm not going to take too much roots off, because in the end there we go, they haven't yet opened up, so I'm still fairly safe to be doing this. That's why I love oaks so much, because you can leave them really to last, and I'll put those in water until I've decided. There you go. There's the first of the trees for this massive wildwood that I'm going to be sorting out. Well, we've got through about 10, and still the journey continues. Interesting one there, nice little leaner. The temptation to take them off as singles has been quite strong as well, but I've got so many of those that it's either going to go into the group or it's going to go into the visitors pile. I'll have a pile that are put up just for visitors who want them. There's always the balance with these forests of having lots of straight ones that, you know, they're all growing up together, and then the odd ones that have just slipped the rule book a bit. And there'll be no thoughts of wiring anything today at all. So you can see, I've basically got just a bucket there ready, and in they go. Obviously what you don't want to do is leave them in there far too long, because the roots do rot, so, and I've made that mistake before. What is encouraging is, so far I haven't seen any sign of the root gall or anything else for that matter. I think there was one that had a bit of white powder on it. They're all looking pretty fit and healthy, to be honest. Then we've got this great big root down there, but we've got lots of roots higher up, so that all off. I mean, to say, bearing in mind the tap roots have been removed, it's amazing how quickly it still grows stuff. I need the roots to be really tight and compact. I mean, I like the fact I have got so much root work there, so it's clearly done well the way I've done this, because when it comes to setting these up, I should probably be able to sit them quite easily, and they'll self-support. Little weenie. And we're getting through it. That's it. Probably that's another 10 that have been done. A bit disappointed. I was hoping for a couple with some particular root styles, but haven't found any. So That's a bit of a pain. Some interesting roots there. Almost so it grew over a rock, hint hint. Not root on rock, but just thinking ahead now to how I can potentially use some of the dynamic nature of why that would grow like that. I'm happy for some of them to have interesting roots, but okay, so that's the main block, but I've obviously got a load of singly potted up. I'm going to have a look and see what I've got there, and then when I construct the forest from that, I can then look at my singles and see if there's anything there that might fit in perfectly. So I'll come back when this is all cleared and I've got a pot selected. And of course, just to give you an idea of what is down there, outside my illustrious shadow, there we go. So in excess of 20 trees, that's for sure. Okay, about 40 minutes that was. 29 trees, well actually 28 trees. But I picked one that's got a thicker trunk on it. And at the moment, I thought about it. I did think about using that lovely big round handmade ceramic, but truth be told, that's a very expensive pot, and that will be for one day a more decent tree. So yeah, the temptation would be to fill it full of oaks and it would look lovely, but I kind of feeling that one day I want that for something else. So we'll go for this for now, and I don't know whether we're going to get 29 trees in there, but I'm going to do my best. And you've all seen how I use the science and my sketching and drawing skills to optimize everything about this. So I'd imagine in about 5 minutes time it'll be done probably. So hey, it's not rocket science as far as I'm concerned. At this stage they're sticks. Most of them are pretty well straightforward. I've only got a few with bends and twists on them, and those I'll put on the outside. It's just a matter of how I want to have the planting, I suppose. The science begins. Dory looks too small. I think the one thing I will say, and this is I've got used to, I've done quite a few oak plantings, and what the good thing about them is that even if initially they're bending going the wrong way when you look at it, there's so many budding points on these that I quite often will chop them down by half, and don't be surprised if, you know, sometime near the end of the year that's exactly what I do, and reduce the height by half and then let the new stuff go up again. So you don't have to be quite as perfect as you might have to be with some of the others, where you're not getting the quantity of back budding and stuff that you get with oaks. Just stop and have a think for a second now, because this is probably quite crucial what I do in the centre. I've literally just jiggled around and put some close together. I'm trying to break up the sort of equal 1 centimetre apart type routine, and trying to create, I've realised about it, just trying to create a valley here and potentially a pathway through there. And yeah, as you probably notice, I've actually cut quite a lot of the branches off some of these now. Bit of a height difference there, and these are obviously at the front. I suppose what you're looking at, you're not looking at the front of the forest as you enter in, you're in a snapshot, so you can imagine there's more trees all around you, so it's a snapshot in time. Gosh, that sounds good, doesn't it? It's a snapshot of my mind. Now that sounds scary. I just need to put that rock in there somewhere. I'm already thinking about moss and features with it, but how many trees have we got there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. I feel like we're getting near it. I like the idea of having that as a clear way. I'm just wondering whether we might have another tree there, but how big would it be? An interesting tree. This is really scientific, by the way. I actually measure to the gram just how much soil I'm putting down. You know, you get it wrong by 2 or 3 grams, the whole lot just destroyed. I mean, that's Yelly, he knows, he'll have read about that in his course, I'm sure. Not very much of the muchness though. That will get resolved. I know when that will get resolved. When I start seeing what leaves out, I'll then start hacking back. This will probably be a good one to look at in the late summer, I'd imagine. The summer of 69, 69. Do you want to hear about my 6 string at the 5 and dime? And someone getting married? I'm sure I cut my finger as well. Anyway, okay. There's some height differentials I don't like. Potentially I can see that. Once the roots start taking grip in there, I imagine that part there will get cut off. This will get cut lower. So there's changes there, but I think you can practically see every trunk. Practically. So where are we again? Should we count again? I'm the count because I like to count. Ha 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 ha. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 16, 17, 18, 19. So we're 19 there. Do I shove? I've got something weeny. Have I got something weeny I can put in there? Let me have a look. That's quite small, isn't it? Where would I put it? There's gaps here. There's gaps here. Big or small? Could be big actually. Could be. Out of chaos comes order. Something like that. Anyway, so that means we've got 2 more trees now, I think. And I can still see through most of it. Right. I'm going to have another thing. I've got 6 3, 6, I've got 7 left. That means I had 29, so 7, that means there's 22 there. I'll count again and come back to you, but maybe what's left I'll have a go at my my oak fusion confusion. Okay, I did have a count, and we've got a nice odd number there, 21. So it's pretty hard at this time of year to collect moss, especially in my garden, but I've managed to find a little bit. So we're going to start mossing up. I have no idea how long the birds will let this stuff sit. And then we've got to think what would be found in such a wild wood. It's out west somewhere, this wood. It's a west wood somewhere, I think. Don't know if Susan's seen anything near that looks like this. I don't know, for someone who's steered clear of mossing for the last few years, I've definitely having a little punt of it again. Okay, well, you can watch this in super duper motion, I think. Okay, well, I don't know about you, but the randomness of the way I put it together, as I said with oak, you can make major adjustments with them once they start sending out their new growth, so they can look remarkably different, but all mossed up, little path that ends with the rock. I can imagine, well, I don't know what I can imagine, but I keep saying this is a wild wood with oaks. Somewhere out west, a westwood, a wild westwood. What will we have with oak trees? You know I'm going to struggle, aren't I? I could have hippopotami, giraffes, they're always good with oaks, cheetahs. What about a camel? Could have a camel. Bear. Bear I like the sound of bear. I think the scale's a bit off, but it's either that or the fisherman's coming back and actually, will he? Thinking about that. What do you reckon? I think our fisherman works in the oak forest. It's only a small one. Better scale than the last one he was in. You could have a little hippopotamus after him. It was either that or it was going to be lots of monkeys around. Why not? Why not? We'll have a crutch of monkeys? I don't think so. I don't know what they are. Are they a family or a pride of monkeys? I don't know. But you know what? It's all in keeping. Good traditional English oak forest, lots of English moss, a rock which is clearly English, and then we'll have a Japanese fisherman carrying something in his hand, but it's not a rod, and he's got his pet monkeys with him, so what could be more natural? So this definitely is dedicated to Susan. So this, Susan, is your wild wood. Thanks for your support. Thanks for that lovely donation you gave to Alex and I for the database, and needless to say, there was a very nice Chinese hat with it. So yeah, so everyone, Susan's Wildwood. And just going further, I do actually do a lot of oak forests. Surprise, surprise. So we'll give this a spin first. I'm really absolutely ecstatic. Really like it. I'm going to work doubly ahead to try and keep that moss going. It's quite tough, that moss, actually, and yes, I know, Nigel, if I had lots of other mosses I could create little hedgerows and bushes, but I'm not there yet. I'm definitely not there yet. So let's have a look at something else. Okay, this was one of the, I think this probably was the first one I put together. All of these were dug up from a sister's garden in 2016, 17, and have basically lived in this pot. And you can see I've cut these hard quite a number of times, you see here, and you get these lovely interesting sprouts. I mean, that would make a beautiful little marmot, I imagine. There's some lovely little trees in there, and the good thing about them is you can prune hard. I've got them in a relatively deep pot, so repot wise I won't repot that for years and years and years, and then when I do, I'll just cut the base off. They'll be so matted and twisted. Yeah, so that's one of the forests. Then we've got this one, a shallower Dawn Isaac pot, and again, same thing, from dug up in 2016, new shoots there, so I may end up, well, that's dead actually, so there we go. So there's the new branches out from there, but no, it's brilliant, so forgiving. So there's that one. Probably sell that one, to be honest. And then we've also got this one, pretty rugged pot. Look at that bark on that. It's all peeling away. Probably because it's dead. Actually, that could be dead. But yeah, I mean, you look at this one, the movement here, and there'll be a time where if it's not dead, I may well break it apart and then use that as individual marmot. And again, the forest plantings are a great way to develop those without taking up loads of space. So anyway, they're my various forests. I hope you liked and enjoyed me putting it together. It wasn't technical. It didn't need lots of intricate tools or securing. Just needed a decent rock. I mean, the pot, relatively cheap, and soil, and a bit of imagination, a bit of patience. And I'm sure we've all got that, haven't we? Haven't we? Anyway, from Xavier, who I'm sure is now absolutely cooked under this sun. Bear in mind the outside temperature isn't supposed to be more than, it's supposed to feel like 7 degrees, but it doesn't feel that way right now. I'm going to clean up, and then I've been over to have nachos at my daughter Tammy's house tonight, so I'm looking forward to the cheese, and seeing my granddaughter Zita as well. I'm dribbling again. Well, I'm not dribbling, but anyway. So I've really enjoyed this. I hope you have too. All the best. Happy bonsaiing. God bless. Cheers.